NetEase in China is a huge multimedia, I guess you could call it conglomerate. They started in the 1990s. They do a lot of different things with media, but the main thing they do is video games, specifically develop and publish them. They are a very big deal. You've probably heard about them at some point. I believe they mostly focus on mobile games, but they have a whole slew of video games that they work on. The main one I am looking forward to very much is the Marvel sort of Overwatch type game. It's called Marvel Rivals. That is coming out actually next month. That is being developed and published by them, so it's supposed to be, a very big deal for them. I say all of this to kind of give the sort of backstory for NetEase. They are very much a big deal, and it just so happens that quite a big criminal investigation is actually happening. This just came out with NetEase employees, specifically involving 9 of them. Now, this is a big internal investigation that just resulted in police getting involved and these 9 employees getting fired, or I guess essentially dismissed or suspended, but yeah, very likely, if not right now, then eventually they'll probably be fired. And as far as the investigation itself, what is allegedly going on, apparently it has to do with alleged bribery and money laundering with apparently 28 suppliers to NetEase. That's kind of all of the details we have on the alleged charges in this anti-corruption probe, but apparently the amount of cash that is involved in this alleged bribery and laundering situation is over 1 billion yuan. Now, yuan is the Chinese currency. That is about over 100 million US dollars. Now, 2 of these 9 employees that were let go are senior executives. They're definitely a big deal. Zhang Lang is NetEase's general manager, and then Jin Yuchen is actually the esports lead, which I actually did not know that NetEase was involved in esports, but I guess Jin was kind of the lead director behind their esports involvement. But yeah, this is very interesting. It is huge, especially because this is actually apparently the second investigation to happen to NetEase in about a year. So September of last year, 2023, there was another anti-corruption investigation, kind of, very similar. And I swear when I say I am really digging to try to find details on that, I actually can't. If anybody does have details, I'd love to know. All I'm seeing is stories that are reporting on today's story also mention this apparent investigation from last year. That's really all I know about it. But as a result, apparently NetEase's stock has dipped. Now, like I said, NetEase is a Chinese company. It doesn't necessarily involve itself much with the American stock market, but sometimes, like with Nintendo, for example, sometimes there's like an American stock market equivalent to it, and I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly how that works. But as far as the American stock market equivalent to it, yeah, I can see it has dipped from about $81 to $76, and that was just within about a day. So, I mean, yeah, it's about a 10% dip within just a day. That's pretty big. But yeah, very interesting when stuff like this happens. I feel like it's few and far between when there's actually like legitimate fraud and corruption that happens with video game companies, especially companies this big. But it's interesting because, I mean, it's more on a large scale for crime as opposed to like what I talked about in yesterday's video. You know, like Nintendo going after one guy, one streamer that's streaming like ROMs of unreleased Nintendo games. Yeah, it's interesting to see kind of these video game related crimes happening on both a small scale and a large scale. This is definitely large scale, especially taking into fact that NetEase, like I said, is a huge company. I would say it's really only second to Tencent as far as Chinese video game companies. It's risen a lot since its start in the 90s. Unfortunately, this is definitely a sort of blow to their reputation. I have to wonder definitely what's going to happen now to these 9 individuals.